Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia and we have a big update on DC films via The Hollywood Reporter. Well, earlier today we got a big article from The Hollywood Reporter that dove into the behind the scenes of what's going on at DC Films with David Zaslav, this new 10-year plan they say is in the works, and the future of the comic book studio, which quite honestly is probably a good bit less clear than it has been in years. Now, this whole thing dives into many aspects of what's going on here, so I thought we would just go through the article, talk a little bit about what's happening, and maybe where it's actually going. Back on August the 4th, David Zaslav, in reference to DC Films, said, "We've done a reset," and at that point he shelved the current Batgirl movie, which is about $90 million into production. Now, at this meeting, he made it really clear that they would create a 10-year plan, and this plan would actually rival what's going on with the MCU, and he even brought on Alan Horn, who appears to be the person who's going to help spearhead it after he helped facilitate Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige rising to massive success over the previous decade. Now, it appears there might be some bad blood going on at Warner Brothers, or at least some hurt feelings. Now, during this actual meeting, Zaslav took a couple shots at the former Warner Media CEO, Jason Kilar, and his strategy for developing those straight-to-streaming films, one of which was Batgirl, but so was the cancelled Wonder Twins, as well as Blue Beetle before it fortunately got shifted to a theatrical release. In that meeting, he said, "We're going to focus on quality. We're not going to release any film before it's ready. DC is something we can make better." Well, apparently these remarks were not taken too well inside of DC itself. And the word that the Hollywood Reporter uses is the film division was pissed. Apparently, Walter Hamada, who is the DC Films president right now, nearly exited after learning that Batgirl was shelved. And according to THR, he is going to stay on, but only until October the 21st when Black Adam is finally released. Now, they did make a note about Black Adam that I found was interesting. The film test screened back in June, but apparently they put a new post-credit scene, and this will kind of elaborate on where the Black Adam fits into the larger DC universe. Now, in the article, we did find out, though, that Hamada was gearing up to release 3 or 4 films per year before that sealed to Warner Brothers Discovery. A lot of people are familiar with who Walter Hamada is, like him or not, but the fact of the matter is, he was brought in 2018 to chart a new course after the previous DC roadmap was spearheaded by Zack Snyder, but imploded after his family disaster and the Justice League losing a ton of money. Now, apparently Hamada had some really big stuff planned for us though, and some of it could circle back around, but I think we're going to be waiting a bit. Apparently he had a full-on Crisis on Infinite Earths event in the working stages that was going to come to the big screen. We actually got an adaptation of this from CW a couple of years ago, and it was fairly well received and did align their universe nicely. There was also apparently a Secret Six movie in the works. Now, they're a supervillain team, but what's funny is they tend to be the antagonist to the Suicide Squad, which is another supervillain team, so this would have made for some interesting cinema. Now, the one thing that might really interest us is they go on to say that Warner Brothers films that were based on Supergirl, Green Lantern, and Static Shock that were expected in the next couple of years, plus that J.J. Abrams Superman film that's being written by Ta-Nehisi Coates, all the development on those has slowed up a little bit, with none of those features attaching directors. Now, some people have taken this to mean that they're not moving forward because they haven't named a director yet, but I actually think in some cases it might be the other way around. They haven't named a director because they have no intentions of moving it forward. Now, HBO Max apparently did confirm that the Green Lantern Corps is moving forward, but again, that's going to be in 2024, so this still kind of holds pretty strong, and maybe some of these other projects will also get moving, we just need to give them a little time. Now, THR did report some good news on what's safe. First and foremost, James Gunn. James Gunn has Season 2 of Peacemaker moving forward, which a lot of fans are looking forward to and we know is safe, but he also apparently has multiple projects in development at DC. He's teased these a couple times on social media, we just haven't been given any clues, so I'm very curious on seeing what they turn out to be. One project that was moving forward was an Amanda Waller series, so I am kind of curious on how that will tie into the greater DC world, including his Suicide Squad movie. They also announced that sequel to The Joker, which is going to feature Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, but many of us, including me, feel like that was thrown out there as a bit of a distraction from all the other bad news, and those are such unique takes on the characters, they really aren't what I consider comic book or superhero films, just sort of an artistic interpretation. As for the Blue Beetle, THR is reporting that the film will indeed release in August of 2023 and is totally on track. It's currently in post-production, so this is a pretty good sign, and I'm really hopeful we're finally going to get some official stills or maybe even a trailer after the new year. I don't suspect Blue Beetle will get the axe, and it does really appear that Batgirl's cancellation might have been based on multiple concerns. Honestly, second-guessing some of the behind-the-scenes stuff is pretty difficult, and I think at this point Zaslav is just trying to clear the board. Now we do know Black Adam, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and The Flash, as well as Shazam Fury of the Gods are all headed to theaters. Black Adam is set to release in just a couple of weeks, but we have heard some rumblings that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom and Shazam could get another delay. And I think I know why. Apparently, Ezra Miller has been coming in for some additional photography over the summer, all while spreading tons of carnage all over the globe. These reshoots may very well be to realign whatever plan Zaslav and the DC Films has, and that might be why Aquaman and Shazam are getting a bit of a delay. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but I wouldn't really be too surprised if both films get pushed back after The Flash, so they align with whatever new direction DC is going in and fit into their new timeline instead of really expensive remnants of the last timeline. Now, like I said, all of this came via The Hollywood Reporter. They're a pretty strong trade, but obviously stuff not coming directly from Zaslav's mouth or from Warner Brothers Discovery directly, we really should take with a grain of salt, but their reporting is pretty solid. Now, we're going to keep on covering all the DC film stuff here. I don't think all the drama is over yet. We have been getting more and more good news, and hopefully that all holds to be true, including what appears to be some confirmation that the Black Canary is still a go, as well as a season 4 of Harley Quinn, which I found to be a big surprise because we still haven't gotten that season 5 of Young Justice announcement. Obviously, we're going to cover everything DC Comics related, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of the updates. But until we know more, what do you guys think? What did you think of this massive update from The Hollywood Reporter on DC Films? And do you think Aquaman and Shazam are going to be delayed till after The Flash? I'm not going to lie, guys, I actually really do. Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you're not getting any updates. Peace.